a death sentence on the offense of treason. Before delivering his sentence, the presiding judge, Emmanuel Nkea, told the court that the offense of treason is becoming rather common, posing a major threat to national and regional stability. As such, he is going to lay down a sentence that is commensurate with the charge.
First convict Dr. Amadou Grts is sentenced to life imprisonment on count 1 and life imprisonment on count 2. On count 3, first convict Dr. Amadou Grts is sentenced to 3 years imprisonment with hard labor and 3 years imprisonment with hard labor on count 4. 3. The sentences in 2 above to run concurrently. 4. Second convict, Modu Keta, is sentenced to 3 years imprisonment with hard labor on count 3 and 3 years imprisonment with hard labor on count 4. 5. The sentences in 4 above to run concurrently with effect from the date the second convict was first taken into custody.
Justice Nkea consequently sentenced the accused as follows: a life imprisonment for Dr. Amadou Grts on count 1 and 2, and 3 years with hard labor on count 4. He will spend the rest of his life in prison. Modu Keta, Ibrahima Jallow, and Michael Uche Thomas, the second, third, and fourth accused respectively, were each handed 3 years on count 3 and 3 years with hard labor on count 4. All sentences are to run concurrently, meaning the other 3 accused persons will spend only 3 years in prison. The Special Criminal Court also forfeited the impounded vehicle to the state at the end of formal appeals against the decision. Ibrahima Jallow.
Well, you can also follow that story and all the GRCS programs live on our website at www.grcs.gm. There you can also monitor GRCS Radio Live. We'll be back with stories from outside the Gambia. Stay tuned.
Congratulations, Mr. President. I think he's an amazing person who have contributed to the development of the Gambia in numerous ways and in so many ways, and we're actually very much grateful about that, especially us as young people. My expectation actually will be in line with the aspirations and expectations of young people, because I'm a young Gambian and an activist and so forth. So I think one of my expectations will be that there will be more job employment creations, especially for undeserved young people that do not have the necessary and experience that other young people are privileged to have. And I think also an expectation will be about women, because I think Gambian women are amazing women and they've done a lot in the Gambia. And I think for the next 5 years, you know, most definitely the government should focus on women and girls, because the development of any nation cannot be done without the support and without the 50% of women. So I think the next 5 years, the focus, if it was personally coming from me, the focus will be girls and women, because we have the power to change, we have the power to contribute towards the social economic development of the Gambia.
Welcome back. Africa's first woman democratically elected president has commenced her second presidential term. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf won a hotly contested election, beating off challenge from CDC presidential aspirant Winston Tubman. The inauguration was witnessed by U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and the Chinese Vice Premier, among a host of dignitaries. We have details in this report.
The streets of Monrovia on Monday, Liberian troops were present only to salute the guests, like the U.S. Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton did not want to miss the inauguration of Africa's first woman president for a second term in office. She was not the only dignitary in the ceremony. The Chinese vice president also attended, along with African leaders like Alpha Condé and Abdoulaye Wade.
In the presence of international dignitaries and the eyes of the watching world, we inaugurate a new beginning, a rebirth of our democracy, and a restoration of hope. True reconciliation means a process of national healing. It means learning the lessons of the past to perfect our democracy.
That national healing was marked by the presence of unexpected guests like George Weah or, more significantly, Winston Tubman, whom we see here after the first round. Sirleaf's main rival had boycotted the runoff election, denouncing fraud. A boycott which led to violence in Monrovia right before the race, marked by a brutal government crackdown. All that seems to be a thing of the past as Liberia's Iron Lady begins her second 5-year term in office.
Well, over now to some news just in. His Excellency Ernest Bai Koroma, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, will fly into Banjul tomorrow, Wednesday, 18th January at 5 p.m. to attend President Jammeh's inauguration. The International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda is set to try a former Rwandan Pentecostal pastor on genocide charges. Jean Bosco Rinkundi will be tried in Kigali, and the former Secretary General of the Freedom and Justice Movement of the Muslim Brotherhood, Saad al-Katindi, is set to become the head of the People's Assembly of Egypt. We have details of those stories and others in this roundup of news.
The Tribunal for Rwanda will soon try a church official for genocide. The Pentecostal church pastor Jean Bosco Uwinkindi is accused of genocide and extermination. He was arrested in Uganda and transferred to the International Criminal Court in 2010. His trial will take place in Kigali. The Rwandan judicial system has evolved enough in order to carry out a fair trial. So they agreed to send Uwinkindi to be judged here. The Muslim Brotherhood's Freedom and Justice Party nominated its Secretary General to head the new Egyptian parliament. Saad al-Katindi is the next Speaker of the People's Assembly. His party won a crushing victory in Egyptian legislative elections, winning 46% of the seats. The ultra-conservative Salafist Al-Noor party follows with nearly 25%. The Pan-African Parliament met Monday in Addis Ababa ahead of an African Union summit meeting which will get underway on January 23rd in the Ethiopian capital. The parliament is based in South Africa. This is the first time it has met in Ethiopia since it was created in March 2004. Egypt's military ruler Field Marshal Hussein Tantawi held talks with Libya's new rulers Mustafa Abdel Jalil and Abdel Rahim Al-Kib in Tripoli on Monday about security issues and the situation of Egyptian migrant workers in the country. They also discussed the possible extradition of former high-ranking officials in the Gaddafi government who sought refuge in Egypt. Libya is demanding that they be returned to the country.
Now join the Central Forecast Office for the day's weather outlook.
The Gambia is endowed with a wonderful landscape full of baobab trees. Like its Cape Point in Bakau, it is one of the most exotic sceneries in the world. The baobab tree is a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and resourcefulness. For the baobab tree provides good food in times of hunger, rents its bark for medications, and its sap for glue. In the Gambia, there is a company like the baobab tree, 100% African and purely Gambian in all aspects. In know-how, design, value, capital, and management. That company is Elton. Elton, employing hundreds of Gambians and proudly associating itself with development in the Gambia. Elton, side by side with the Gambia.
Hello, and once again, it's a warm welcome to the weather segment. As usual, let's have a quick check at today's weather, followed by the forecast. Conditions of the Gambia were mainly warm and sunny. It was also hazy over some parts of the country. For what will follow, let's start with a look at the satellite image captured at 16:30 hours, indicating spreads of medium-level clouds over parts of northern Africa, with deep convections observed over the southeastern part of the continent. Elsewhere over Africa was generally dry and stable during the hour. For our forecast tonight, we're expecting a cool and partly cloudy atmosphere. particularly over the coastlines. The hinterlands will